attractive islands and beaches, amazing arts, and a fantastic cultural heritage. Croatia, the Crossroads of Precious Cultures, Part 1 of 3. Continue watching to find out more.
Kako ste? Is Croatian for how are you? I'm Melita. The good-hearted Croatian people salute you for your swift transition to a compassionate vegan lifestyle. May the divine shower you with love and prosperity. Welcome to our program, Croatia, a Crossroads of Precious Cultures, Part 1 of 3. The Republic of Croatia is a beautiful European country located at the crossroads connecting Central Europe and the Mediterranean Sea. The nation borders Slovenia, Hungary, and several other countries. Croatia features beautiful islands, silver beaches, and blue sea off of its coast. Its mainland has a number of mountain ranges, with Dinara Mountain being the highest peak. Due to its geographic location, Croatia enjoys a moderately warm climate, so the country is suitable for both peaceful living and comfortable travel. Its history, cultural heritage, and natural beauty make Croatia one of the most visited of all Mediterranean destinations. Each year the country welcomes an estimated 20 million tourists, a number almost 5 times its population. In addition to being popular with visitors, Croatia also takes proactive action to preserve its history, natural resources, and environment by promoting sustainable travel and eco-friendly accommodations. Zagreb, Split, Rijeka, and Osijek are the country's 4 largest cities. The capital city, Zagreb, is one of the best-known locations. The Old Town, the Church of St. Mark, and Ben Jelačić Square are landmarks that have witnessed the city's history for centuries. Zadar's sea organ, a unique musical instrument and work of architectural art, plays music via sea waves and tubes under large marble steps. From 2016 to 2018, the city's Christmas market was ranked number 1 among European best destinations by travelers. Croatia's coat of arms contains a checkerboard-style shield composed of red and white fields, with smaller shields on top representing the country's 5 historical regions. Its colors have special meanings. Red stands for perseverance, courage, and strength, white for honesty and peace, and blue for loyalty and truth. A 1,000-year-old legend says that His Majesty King Stephen Drislav and his opponent Pietro II Orseolo, the Doge of Venice, both loved to play chess. Rather than sending troops into battle, they agreed to play a game of chess, and whoever won would reign in the region. The Croatian king won, and in gratitude and remembrance of this event, he used the red and white checkerboard as part of the nation's coat of arms. For many centuries, Croatia has experienced conflict, and it is not surprising that this legend shows how the Croats wished deeply for independence. Humans everywhere share this same innate desire. Like the Croats and Venetians, we should learn to take our disputes off the battlefield and peacefully talk them out. The Croats are a nature and animal-loving people. Their currency unit is the kuna, meaning marten, a small agile being that is their national animal. One of their coins is called a lipa, named after the lime tree. As a matter of fact, all of the country's coins are cast with patterns of various animals and plants found in their homeland. In addition, the national flower is the Iris croatica, and the national tree is the Slavonian oak. The ancient Croats arrived in the country during the 6th century AD, and Croatia was first internationally recognized in 879 AD during the reign of His Excellency Duke Branimir. Because of its special geographical position, the country's culture has been influenced by four regions: the Western Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, Central Europe, and the Mediterranean. Croatia declared its independence in 1991. The population of Croatia is over 4 million, and its official language is Croatian. The country is also home to several minority ethnic groups such as the Serbs, the Bosniaks, the Hungarians, the Slovenians, the Czechs, and the Romani people. Although more than 86% of the population is Roman Catholic, freedom of religion is a right that is fully protected by the Croatian constitution. Croatia is an important artistic and architectural center in southeastern Europe. We'll now present some examples that showcase the architectural splendor of this beautiful land. Most of these historical places have been recognized as World Heritage Sites by UNESCO. Diocletian's Palace, one of the world's best preserved examples of Roman architecture, is a massive structure built between 295 AD and 305 AD by the Roman Emperor Diocletian. The palace was originally constructed on a peninsula as an imperial city palace, a sea fortress, and a country house. The building is 6 kilometers southwest of Salona, the old capital of Dalmatia, and is one of Croatia's ancient Greek and Roman historical sites. Salona is the present city Solin. Over the centuries, the palace's residents became the citizens of Split City and adapted some parts of the building for their own purposes. However, the outlines of the imperial palace are still well preserved. The Cathedral of St. Domnius in Split City was built between 295 AD and 305 AD and stands as the oldest of European cathedrals. It is also the world's oldest Catholic cathedral remaining in use in its original form. The cathedral consists of a church dedicated to the Virgin Mary and a bell tower dedicated to Saint Domnius, who was a bishop of Salona, now the city of Solin, around the year 300 AD. The cathedral's wooden gates are the best example of Romanesque sculpture in Croatia and were carved in walnut around the year 1214 by Andrij Jarbovina, a medieval Croatian sculptor and painter. The two doorposts are decorated with scenes from the Gospels, such as Gabriel's Annunciation and Christ's Resurrection. Currently, Roman Catholic Masses are still being held in the complex. The old city of Dubrovnik, also known as the Pearl of the Adriatic, is situated on the Dalmatian coast and became an important Mediterranean power after the 13th century. Dubrovnik has preserved its beautiful historic, Gothic, Renaissance and Baroque churches, monasteries, palaces and fountains. The renowned British-Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw was enchanted by the city, saying, "Those who seek paradise on earth should come to Dubrovnik and see Dubrovnik." The Romanesque Trogir is a picturesque town museum built on a small island bridging mainland Croatia with the island of Chiovo. Under UNESCO's protection, its Renaissance and Baroque buildings and Romanesque churches are well preserved. In Trogir stands the 1,000-year-old monastery of Sveti Nikola or Saint Nicholas, currently run by a group of kind nuns. The monastery has preserved a relief of Kairos from the 4th century BC. The Greek god Kairos was the patron of luck, opportunity, and favorable moments. The town was a cultural center of Dalmatia, with the artwork of masters Radovan and Johannes Lucius enriching it with famous sculptures, architecture, and paintings. The Radovan portal is a unique monumental work by the great Croatian artist Radovan, and the lunette is the first European tympanum profiling the central theme of Christ's Nativity. Statues of Adam and Eve stand atop lions on both sides of the portal. Other unique and fantastic artworks are the choir seats made during the 15th century in Trogir's Cathedral of St. Lawrence. Their delicately carved wooden seats engraved in walnut and situated in front of the altar. The Euphrasian Basilica is one of the best preserved early Christian complexes and is considered one of the world's most significant historical monuments. The basilica, whose preserved architecture dates back to the 6th century, was named after Bishop Euphrasius, who modernized and renovated the buildings and completely changed the church furnishings. The most unique and largest treasures of the Euphrasian Basilica are the magnificent mosaics on the apse. Its central part is decorated with scenes of the Mother of God, enthroned with Christ and surrounded by archangels. The Cathedral of St. James in Šibenik, Croatia also has a unique Catholic basilica-style architectural design, a triple nave with 3 apses and a dome measuring approximately 32 meters high within. The Cathedral of St. James represents the most important aspects of architecture and culture from the Renaissance period in Croatian history. Currently, the cathedral is the episcopal seat of the Šibenik diocese. In our previous episode, we highlighted some of Croatia's architectural treasures, along with some interesting facts about the country. Today we will continue our journey in this fascinating land. The city of Pula features the beautiful Brijuni National Park near the Pula Arena Amphitheater. Among the best preserved Roman amphitheaters in the world, the Pula Arena is also the world's oldest and is still used for festivals and other events. Nearby are coastal blue waters, which offer travelers fantastic beaches. The busy city of Pula, with its ancient Roman architecture and coastline, forms a picturesque paradise for a lovely holiday getaway. Croatia is home to approximately 444 protected areas, including 8 national parks, 2 strict nature reserves, and 11 nature parks, totaling an estimated 9% of the country's land. Among these is the Plitvice Lakes National Park, which is unique for its exceptional beauty and attracts many nature lovers every year. The creation of the lakes is a result of the formation and growth of its travertine cascade barriers. The Plitvice Lakes are recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. When speaking of Croatia's natural wonders, another location must be mentioned, the island of Lošinj. For hundreds of years, it has been renowned for its miraculous healing properties. Several other names have been given to this location, such as the Healing Island, the Island of Vitality, the Island of Wellness, and the Climate Oasis. Something about the special quality of its air, sea, water, plants, climate, geographic location, and natural composition, or a combination of them all, benefits visitors' physical and mental well-being. In particular, Lošinj is good for those with respiratory issues. In addition to all of these beautiful features, the island's inhabitants also enjoy about 2,600 hours of sunshine each year. Without a doubt, Lošinj is a top attraction for health and tourism, and a place of restoration for wellness seekers. An estimated 14 elements of Croatian culture have been added to the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity lists, including traditional Croatian music, dance, art, and festivals. The country's folk music and dances are unique, and its traditional music and instruments are jewels that have been preserved and handed down for generations by the Croats. The tamburica is one of Croatia's most popular national instruments. It has a long neck, a small resonating chamber, and 3 or 4 strings. The instrument is thought to have originated from the ancient Greek Pandora around the 4th century AD. Every village has its own tamburica musicians who play at festivals and perform either solo or accompanied by folk dancers and/or singers. The dipel, a woodwind, is another traditional musical instrument that is popular in Croatia. Wind goes through enclosed reeds embedded in an airbag. By pressing the fingers over the flute holes, it makes high vibration music similar to that of a bagpipe. The dipel's uniqueness lies in the incorporation of 2 bores within one body that create 2 notes simultaneously. The gusel is a single-stringed folk instrument with a special sound. The player holds it vertically between the knees and presses the left-hand fingers on the strings. Songs derived from epic folk poetry are usually performed accompanied by this instrument. Performing these epic songs with the gusel represents an ancient art form that praises the legendary past and expresses the nation's cultural identity. These traditional musical instruments play an important role in Croatian folk music, dance, and celebrations. Artistic viewers, let's now pause for a moment to hear a brief message. We'll return shortly. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Be a hero. Be vegan. Save the world. Welcome back to our show featuring Croatian culture. Croatia is home to several rich traditional singing styles, such as the klapa, oikanje, the Istrian scale, and bacharats, which are all included on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity lists. Klapa music is a type of group singing that originated in Dalmatia. Its ancient roots stem from literal church singing and usually features up to a dozen male singers performing together. In recent times, female vocal groups are becoming more popular. However, male and female groups usually don't mix together. Among the younger crowd, regular klapa singing in the evening on the streets is quite a norm. Oikanje is another type of traditional group singing and is unique to the Dalmatian hinterland. It uses a distinctive voice-shaking technique in order to express lyrics ranging from love to social topics. This type of performance represents village culture at festivals in Croatia and also globally. The Istrian scale is traditional two-part singing performed in the region of Istria, the northern Adriatic coastal areas along with their neighboring islands. Istrian folk music is based on a six-tone musical scale called the Istrian scale. It is performed with the higher and lower parts sung simultaneously by two or more singers. Traditional Istrian scale singing is still a part of everyday life and celebrations, such as wedding ceremonies, community events, family gatherings, and religious services. Bacharats is a humorous form of folk singing, popular throughout eastern Croatia. Its fun songs are usually performed by a male singing group with a tambura band at village festivals and folk dance parties. Beautiful folk dances are normally accompanied by folk music, but the Croatian dance Niamo Kolo is special. This Dalmatian hinterland circle dance is performed without music. Male dancers lead their female partners in energetic, spontaneous steps without any fixed rules. This approach challenges the female partner's improvisational skills due to the spontaneity of the male leads. Niamo Kolo is mostly performed by villagers at festivals and churches on special occasions. This folk dance has a long history and is included on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity lists. Some other traditional dances are Bunjevac, Posavina Kolo, and Dubrovnik, which are each popular in their respective areas of Croatia. They are cheerful folk dances and are performed with upbeat folk music and songs. With the majority of Croatians identifying as Roman Catholic, Christmas remains one of their most important festivals. Croatia has many colorful festivals related to religion, and some are on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity list. Included on UNESCO's list in 2009, the traditional Carnival Bell Ringers pageant in the Kastav area is celebrated each January. Groups of men called zvončari or bell ringers, wearing colorful festive costumes and bells on their waists, march through villages with ringing bells. The ritual can be traced back to pre-Christianity, originating as a means of chasing away the cold of winter and welcoming the fertility of the coming spring. The festival is still celebrated today and is important to local villagers as a way to welcome spring and help maintain social relationships in the Kastav area. The procession of the Chrisen, following the cross, is a Christian ritual that is performed every Monday Thursday on the Dalmatian island of Hvar. Monday Thursday is the Thursday before the Christian holiday of Easter and commemorates the washing of the feet Monday and the Last Supper of Jesus Christ with the apostles. The earliest recorded date for this event is February 16, 1658. After Mass is held on Monday Thursday, approximately 6 villages on Hvar send out a group of people to march through villages covering 25 kilometers and continuing for 8 hours. Each procession is led by a cross-bearer walking barefoot or in socks and never resting. The cross-bearer is followed by 2 friends with candelabras, along with others carrying candles and lanterns. 5 choral singers sing the Lamentation of the Virgin Mary at several points along the way, and many worshippers from Croatia and abroad wearing the tunics of brotherhood also join in. The festival is a long-established part of the religious and cultural identity of Hvar and connects all communities on the island as well as to Catholic communities around the world. In 2009, Zakrizan was placed on UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity lists. Croatia's culture and heritage are not only treasures of this beautiful nation, but also precious to our civilization as a whole.
Croatia, a crossroads of precious cultures, part 3 of 3. Continue watching to find out more.
Dobar dan means hello in Croatian. I'm Melita. The energetic people of Croatia send you sincere well wishes for all your lofty endeavors. May your days always be filled with wonder as you strive to bring more happiness into the world. Welcome to our program, Croatia, a Crossroads of Precious Cultures, Part 3 of 3. Croatia's islands, parks, and urban areas provide different perspectives on the country's wealth of culture and heritage. Its past and present architectural and musical achievements are examples of the timeless assets its people share with the world. Today we will continue to explore the country's customs in regard to festivities, sports, crafts, agricultural products, and famous residents. Each spring, on Whitsunday, the procession of queens is performed by young girls from the village of Gorjani in the Slovenia region of northeastern Croatia. Whitsunday is the 7th Sunday after Easter, and it commemorates the descent of the Holy Spirit upon Christ's disciples. In one group of 10 young girls act as kings wearing sabers and hats, while another group of 5 act as queens like brides wearing white garlands on their heads. Going from house to house, the kings dance and the queens sing. Then families join in the folk dance while also offering refreshments to the girls. The musical festivities connect the entire community in celebrating this holy day, and the villagers are proud to show off the young girls' beauty and elegance. The festival is on UNESCO's representative lists of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Since the year 972 AD, the festivity of Saint Blaise, the patron saint of Dubrovnik, has been celebrated on February 3rd in Dubrovnik city. The festival, which derives from the legend of Saint Blaise who saved the city from foreign invaders, facilitates intercultural communications among locals, visitors, and the Roman Catholic Church. It is on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity lists. Football or soccer is Croatia's favorite sport. The national football team is in the top 10 in the FIFA World Rankings as of 2020 and has many fans around the world. Other sports Croatian people enjoy are tennis, alpine skiing, swimming, table tennis, and chess. Various amateur sports are also popular in Croatia, most notably Picigin, a traditional ball game played in shallow water, where the aim is to keep a small ball from touching the water's surface. The artistic Croatian people express their inner beauty and talent through various folk handicrafts, which include the making of beautiful traditional costumes, lace, and wooden toys. The country's traditional costumes vary from region to region. On top of plain white dresses and blouses, women wear overdresses, skirts, jackets, aprons, scarves, and kerchiefs with various motifs. The embroidery on the costumes is usually in red, white, blue, gold, or black. Girls or unmarried women weave their hair into one or two braids with red ribbons, while married women usually wear kerchiefs. Some other options are traditional caps and headdresses. Women on the island of Pag usually wear headdresses with beautiful decorations. Croatian women's footwear includes stockings or knee-high socks and boots. Men's traditional outfits are loose white slacks with white or black shirts, vests over the shirts, and locally styled caps. The most famous of these, the Lika cap, has been popular in the Lika region for centuries. Traditional footwear for men includes boots and sandals. Croatia is the homeland of Croats, or Thais, first introduced by ancient soldiers who wore small neckerchiefs tied a knot around their necks. Later, between 1618 to 1648, Croatian neckerchiefs became popular in France, then quickly spread to other parts of Europe and the rest of the world. Cravats are now worn by millions of men every day. Croatian lace making dates back to the Renaissance, when lace was widely used for decorations and clothing in Europe. Croatian lace has unique patterns and designs. Pag lace is made by needlepoint, generally in the spider web pattern, and embellished with numerous geometrical motifs. Lepoglava lace is a kind of bobbin lace consisting of stylized geometric floral and animal motifs and patterns. Hvar lace is unique and uses plant-based raw thread collected from aloe leaves grown on the island. Croatian lace-making crafts were recognized on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity lists in 2009. Wooden toys are made primarily from locally grown trees, such as lime, maple, willow, and beech. Traditionally, Croatian wooden toys from the Hrvatsko-Zagorje region perfectly represented folk life in older times. Today, wooden toys are still handmade in the traditional style dating back to the 19th century. Men cut and carve the toys, while women paint improvised floral and geometric patterns from their imaginations with ecologically friendly paints. The Croatian wooden toy traditional craft of Hrvatsko-Zagorje was inscribed on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity lists in 2009. Croatia's main agricultural products include wheat, corn, barley, sugar beets, sunflowers, rapeseed, alfalfa, clover, potatoes, cabbage, onions, tomatoes, peppers, apples, plums, mandarins, grapes, and other crops. In particular, Croatian olive oil is among the world's best. On the island of Veliki Brijuni stands a 1,600-year-old olive tree that is a symbol of Croatia's olive oil tradition dating back to the ancient Roman times. In addition, Croatian culture is vegan-friendly, with over 160,000 members of the population being vegetarians or vegans, and many traditional vegan dishes are widely available in restaurants. The beautiful land of Croatia is also the birthplace of some world-famous inventors and inventions. The parachute was invented and constructed by Fausto Veranzio from Šibenik, Croatia, and he was also the first man to perform tests with parachute jumps. Today, countless people use pens in everyday life, but few know that the pen is named after its naturalized Croatian inventor, Slavojub Edvard Penkala. The first solid ink fountain pen was invented by Penkala in Zagreb, Croatia in 1907. Penkala, along with an entrepreneur colleague, founded the Penkala Moster Company and built a pen and pencil factory that was one of the largest in the world at the time. The world-renowned inventor and scientist Nikola Tesla was born in a small village in Croatia. Tesla was an ethnic Serb born in Croatia and spent most of his life up until his death in the United States. Tesla lived abroad for many years but was extremely proud of his Serb roots and his Croatian homeland. He also had a love for birds and was a vegetarian. Tesla is the father of alternating current technology and the production and transmission of electrical energy. He held more than 700 patents, and the unit of magnetic induction, the Tesla, was named after him. Besides his significant scientific accomplishments, Tesla also had a highly enlightened insight into the future. His understanding and knowledge were far ahead of his time and even beyond that of science today. In 1899, Nikola Tesla had a special interview with a journalist named John Smith. During the interview, Tesla said,
"Everything is the light. Mankind is not ready for the great and good. In Colorado Springs, I soaked the earth by electricity. Also, we can water the other energies, such as positive mental energy. They are in the music of Bach or Mozart, or in the verses of great poets. In the earth's interior, there is the energy of joy, peace, and love."
We sincerely thank Tesla for his enlightened words and wish that now 120 years since this interview, humans are ready for the great and good, and the whole world will soon be elevated by joy, peace, and love. Croatia is known for its beautiful coastline and is an attractive place to visit. In our three-part series, we have shared many aspects of Croatia by looking at some of its culture and heritage. From historic buildings to well-preserved traditions, to protected areas, to arts and crafts, to its citizens, Croatia is indeed a culturally rich modern nation harboring great beauty within. Gentle viewers, we hope you have enjoyed our program today, Croatia, a Crossroads of Precious Cultures, Part 3 of 3. Up next is Shining World Award recipients, Vigilante Angels of the Penguins and Middle Island, Part 1 of 2, right after roadworthy news. May our world quickly transition to ever greener ways of living through heaven's grace.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Be vegan. Make peace.